Let me introduce Bruce Hart to everyone. And Bruce runs a sawmill, Hart's Sawmill, right?
Yep, here in Kyoto,
We
Iowa.
came across each other a few years back. I needed some lumber. Mutual friend put me on to Bruce. He has got quite a operation going here, and I would highly recommend anyone that needs lumber to come by and check it out. This is my cedar stock that I picked up from the mill the other day. 1 inch. When it's all planed down, I figure it's going to be approximately 3/4 of an inch. I think it's important that I don't want to inspire anyone to do a project like this without thorough planning. You know, there's so much to consider. There's the weight of the water. It's around 8 pounds. You couple that with the tank itself. It's approximately 400 pounds. You're looking at some serious weight on the subfloor. In my case, I had to put I shorted some beams up underneath the flooring because I'm on the second floor. You're on concrete. That would eliminate that problem. And then there's drainage. And then there's the size that's going to be appropriate for the room that you have. And that's just the exterior considerations. Then when you get to the interior of the tank, you have the type of fish, the plants. They're going to be live plants or whatever kind of decor you're going to have. And then there's color, and there's scheduling for your biomass. It takes time to build out your biomass before you add your stock to start the roots of your plants, or to get the culture started for your for the environment of the plants and the soil. So there's a lot to consider, and there's probably so much more, but I can cover some of those points in a whole nother video. But that's mainly what I wanted to say for now, so that the last thing I want you to go out and jump in to build a tank and realize that you've just wasted a lot of time, and maybe worse. Okay, the method of construction that I went with is basically a 2x4 or a 1x4 on this tank that I built. And what I did, at each corner or joint, you're going to make a butt joint. And then you're going to lay your fabric down like this, tape fabric, one layer. Use your rolling pin to roll it out. Keep it close to the inner wall, about of 1/4 of an inch. And then you can quickly roll the back side when you go to make the next layer. Of course, all your wood is pre-cut, and you're going to overlap the joint, stagger the joint. So this one would go this way and this one would go this way, and each time you make a layer you put your screws in and you build your wall up, keeping it level at the same time so that you're true. Okay, let's look at this tank from a constructional point of view. After the tank was built, the platform was built, which was built on an I-beam that connects those these two pillars. The first tip I can give you is to put the glass in place. Then I put the shelf on and built the walls so that the walls were all aligned true to the glass. After the walls were up, I removed the glass to fiberglass it, which I used a heavy fiberglass mat with 2 layers of bi-directional cloth on top of that with polyester resin. And don't make the mistake of using Pond Shield. That's epoxy based and it did not adhere to the polyester resin at all. So I ended up using a white coat, which did work, which is a pigment that you use within the resin. And that came out fine. And then the supports, which are outdated now. The tank is approximately 2 years old, and I'm going to replace these center supports with stainless steel hardware. The ends I boxed in for structural strength so that the glass is supported on the top here as well as the base. The back spillway is protected with a fish guard screen. As it skims the surface, all the water flows over that spillway into the sump reservoir in the back. There, down at the end there, you can see the pipe that feeds the sump tank in the back. There's all the pumps and filtration is in the back room, so that we don't have any noise up here in the front except for the little bit of running water going over the spillway, which works out pretty well. To build the tank on top of the sump tank and put it all within the same room, it's problematic, and it raises the tank too high off the floor, if you ask my opinion about it. Okay, and it wasn't such a bad project. It was not that difficult. Most of it was in the planning of it. We can take a look. Okay, this is the room where we keep the sump tank. That pipe you saw in the reservoir is this 4-inch pipe, and it spills through gravity into this first department, and then through the lava rock into the media with the aeration, and then works its way into the pump department. There's 2 pumps in there, one's active, the other's standby. Pressurizes those pipes there with the check valves down into the manifold for circulation to the tank. Underneath, we have the drain, the inlet for feeding the water and it's connected to a toilet fill valve, and the circulation pump here for the heating system comes off the hot water tank. There's a solenoid here that gets activated when the rheostat energizes. Goes through the heat exchanger, which is on the inside of there, copper coil, and then heats the water and keeps it at whatever you keep on your thermostat right here. This is the cleaning tube for the vacuum, goes into the drain, and the DC power unit for the LCD lights. Okay.